Oh,
Before we get started, there's a small check that we need to present. And it's back here somewhere. There it is.
We wanted to invite someone very special to join us. Frankly, we need someone on stage with us to represent the runners, the jumpers, the throwers, the coaches, and the fans. Someone who represents all that is great about track and field and cross country at Eastern Michigan University. And we believe we've selected the ideal person for this, and it's a true privilege to introduce to you someone who requires no introduction, but we'd like him to join us here. The true EMU athletic legend, Hall of Fame coach Bob Parks.
We're here at Eastern Michigan University's reunion at the Mid-American Conference Indoor Track and Field Championships with none other than Olympian Paul McMullen, and next to him, Coach Bob Parks, the legendary, I have the microphone, the legendary Coach Bob Parks. What do you think about seeing all these people here tonight, Bob?
Incredible. We're like a big family. All these years, decades, it's just great. They're just great people, great athletes. It's just a wonderful time.
And Paul, what do you think about $1 million to Eastern Michigan's track and field program?
$1 million sounds like insurance to make sure this this organization stays around for a long time, and that every year there's people that believe in dreams and that they can come true. And it's very emotional, even for Coach Parks and myself. A lot of us get goosebumps a lot, and to see that kind of support, just make sure it'll be here for a very, very long time.
Well, here's the story. 7 Mid-America Conference schools have dropped their track programs, and some of them cross country as well. And even though I've never really thought Eastern was going to do that, when they change administrators, you just never know. But I think we were pretty safe anyway. And this $1 million gift makes it real safe.
I think it does make it safe. But one of the other things that Dan McClory said, he's the guy who gave the $1 million. He said that people come into Eastern Michigan and they're not Olympians, but when they leave, they are. How do you suppose that happens? Let's start with Paul.
How does that happen? I've been asked this question a few times, and the thing that happens is we walk in as recruits and we look on the wall, and there's Olympians that were here, and all of a sudden there's this sort of dream in the back of our mind that we almost think to be impossible. And then as we start to run, we notice there's brothers alongside of us with the same dream, and then each of us support each other. We don't tear each other down. And we all start to believe, and momentum is created, tradition is created. And when you have leadership on a team, such as Coach Parks, such as George Marshall, such as Brad Fairchild, you then have direction with that hope. And that's what happens here at Eastern Michigan, like no other. So many people have come in here. average at best athletes in high school, and we leave world class. And not only just on the track, but also as people. And Dan McClory is one of those people. Not a world beater on a cross-country course or a track, but look what he's done with his life. And look at how he's given back to this program to ensure it. So whoever joins Eastern Michigan under a track program will be changed for the rest of their life for the better.
You know, it's kind of interesting because Dan McClory, like you said, was not necessarily the front of the pack. But Coach Parks, you've had a lot to do with not just American Olympians, but people from Suriname. Tommy, I don't know, Bob Asinga is here. Clement Chukwu is here. There are Olympians from other countries, and you've had a lot to do with their being Olympians. Can you talk about them a little bit?
Well, we've had great kids and great people, and from the U.S., we've had people talk about our foreign kids. You wouldn't be any good if you didn't have them. Well, they contribute a lot, but our Americans are pretty darn good too. And like one standing next to me, and it's a mixture. And we've, it's diversity about races, but also among nationalities. And they're just great people. When Paul got married, he had a Brit, Jason Boothroyd, and a Surinamese, Tommy Asinga, in his wedding. So, they were thick, and we had just great people.
Well, you have had great people. You've had Gavin Thompson and Boaz Cheboiwo and all kinds of other folks. One of the things that I think is really interesting is that there are a lot of different distances, and there's people who are in the field events too. You've got, Leland Nelson's in the women's program, but she's going to Worlds, and you've got Jimmy Nieto, who's done well on the high jump. It's not just running; you've got it all. So that's
every single event in the program. And nowadays you have coaches for every event, and I can coach anything. And I got most of my acclaim for distance, but I wasn't just a distance coach. During the time I was at Eastern, at one time or another, I coached every single event on the program, depending on what my assistants could do. And, I was back a while back as interim coach for 2 weeks. I don't know whether you knew that. Yeah. But that was kind of interesting. But it was good to get back and get my feet wet again. And I'm coaching high school, assistant in Florida, so that's fun too. I have never stopped. I retired in 2000 from here, and then I helped high school in Michigan for 3 years. Now I've helped one in Florida for 5. So my streak is continuous.
There's no such word as retired when it comes to you, right, Bob?
No, I started in the fall of 1952 coaching. Still coaching, despite the wife's protests.
Well, it's very exciting to see this, and it's time for us to go get dinner. Thank you very much, Paul McMullen and Bob Parks, for sharing with us in this great reunion at Eastern Michigan University Track and Field and Cross Country.